How's it going, everyone? Big Sean Power 10 here. Now, before I get going with this video, I want to take this time to let everyone watching know that this video is going to be dedicated to the memory of Declan Sullivan. Now, Declan Sullivan, for those of you who don't know, is the name of the Notre Dame student who tragically lost his life the other day as a result of that lift accident during football practice. And I also want to take this time to express my condolences to the Sullivan family. Even though I don't know you guys, I'm going to be keeping you in my thoughts and prayers, and I'm very sorry for your loss. And, just to talk briefly about this for a moment, just as I said after Matt James passed away, it's events like this that really, make you think about your life and put things into perspective for you. And, all I can say is just to everyone that things like this just show how short life truly is. And if there's anything that I can say from it, or that I can, not learn or anything like that, the only thing I can say to everyone is just, spend as much time as you guys can together, because the fact is just you never know when life is going to end. And so I just ask everyone who's watching this to keep the Sullivan family in your thoughts and prayers. And once again, to the Sullivan family, I'm very sorry for your loss. And I also just want to say that if there's anybody out there watching this who finds what I'm saying right now offensive, well, first off, I really can't believe you'd think like that. And second of all, there's nothing remotely offensive about this. I'm just trying to say something nice and to show my respects to a family who just lost, their son, their brother, their nephew, so on and so forth. So if anybody has a problem with that, that's just too bad. And if you do feel that way, turn the video off right now. So once again, my condolences to the Sullivan family. Now this week, the Irish return home to South Bend to host the University of Tulsa out of Conference USA. Now, Tulsa on the year is 4-3, but don't let that record fool you. This Tulsa team is very tough, and they will sneak up on you if you're not careful. So they're not to be overlooked. Now, Tulsa runs a spread offense similar to us, and they are very well balanced out in the run and pass respectively. Now, judging both quarterbacks in this game, Dane Christ and G.J. Kinney, both their stats right down the line are identical. And also, Tulsa has three very talented running backs in Douglas, Johnson, and Singleton. Basically, with these guys, our defense needs to have a similar performance that we did against Pittsburgh earlier this year and shut down those running backs. Because look at these guys' numbers. They're all very effective, and they will hurt you if you're not careful. Now, basically, it all comes down to this. And I'm not going to lie, I don't know too much about this Tulsa team aside from the stats that I saw online. But judging on the stats alone, my opinion in this game, the factor is going to be which quarterback has the better day and which one is more efficient and can step up to the plate and be a leader. And that right there, I feel, is going to be the difference in this game. However, and this I know is going to sound basic, but our defense cannot have a performance like we did last week against Navy. Our defense has to step up, make plays, and shut down that offense. So all I can say is to the defense, stay on your guard. But overall, I like our chances because even though this Tulsa team is a team that is known to put up a lot of points, they also are known to give up a lot of points too. So if we can shut these guys down and we can execute properly, then I see us winning this game pretty big. But as we all know, football isn't played on paper; it's played on the field. So that's where it counts. But overall, like I said, I like our chances. I see us winning this game by at least 3 scores. That's just my prediction. If you want to disagree with me, go ahead and disagree with me all you want. I welcome the debate. But So yeah, that's really all I have to say about this game. And also on one note that I would like to add from the last video that I made after our loss to Navy, just in case some of you guys were mad at me and referring to the Notre Dame fans, if you were mad at me after that, hey, I'm not sorry for being pissed off at the time. And I wasn't trying to be too hard on our guys, but look at it this way. Well, for starters, I love this team. I'm going to be all Notre Dame till the day I die, but I've made that very clear at this point by now. But here's the thing. If I'm not pissed off after a performance like that, then that means that I don't care. Any kind of criticism that I show, even though I'm not a coach or a player, but nonetheless, I have played this game before, and I know enough. But if I don't get pissed off, that means I don't care. And I care a lot about this team, and I'm going to show my true emotions. I'm not going to pretend that I'm, like, oh, gee, we'll get him next time, guys. I'm sorry, but that's just not me. And also, to address one person out there, I'm not going to say who it is, but there was a comment left on that last video saying that, like, hey, Sean, it wasn't the fans' fault. Well, no, just so there's no confusion, the last video that I made after the Navy game, the fans had nothing to do with it. The Notre Dame fans had nothing to do with that game. I was talking strictly about the football team. I was just saying that, maybe I was a little harsh with some of the things that I said, like I was embarrassed to be a Notre Dame fan. Well, not permanently. Just that day, last Saturday, I wanted to get sick. Wow. I wasn't, like I said, I can't say enough. I wasn't happy with our performance. We did, sorry to say, we did a piss-poor job on defense last week. And the offense wasn't too much better. So I just feel that this is a football team that is capable of playing a lot better than what they did last week. Now, I understand completely. It's only 8 games into Brian Kelly's tenure at Notre Dame. And is it fair to give a 100% assessment right now? No, of course not. Not after 8 games. But like I just said, I feel that we're able of performing a lot better than that. But no, honestly, I do feel that Brian Kelly is the right man for this job. I'm not calling for his head, and I never call for any coach's head as long as they're going in the right direction. And do I think we're going in the right direction now? Of course I do. But we all got to remember that it's even myself included. It's not going to happen overnight. This is going to take some time to get going. And I have every faith in the world that this team, in the next few years, will be back in the right direction and winning football games and hopefully some championships. So that's just a little personal note that I wanted to add to end this video on. So with that said, guys, this is Big Sean Power 10. I'm out. Go Irish. Let's get back on track this week.